to discuss. When it come to news, ain't no better than us. When it come to news, ain't no one you can trust. We got a lot to touch, so it's time to crush. We got a lot to discuss. When it come to news, ain't no better than us. When it come to news, ain't no one you can trust. We got a lot to touch, so it's time to crush. So it's time to crush.
Peace and blessings, and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, The King. Now, it's a wonderful Thursday, and Thursdays do what Thursdays do, and we always love Thursdays. Why? Because you got one day left for Fight Night Fridays. Now, Fight Night Fridays is when we hook up at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Frontline Gaming streams, and we game. Now, if you happen to be a member of Xbox Frontline News, you kind of dictate pace. You tell us exactly what games we're going to play, what we're going to do, and what we're going to have fun with. And join the squad. We have absolute fun. And that's how it should be. Gaming should be that, and that's what gaming is. So we're one day away. Now, we have doom and gloom within the industry, and I see a lot of false accusations going throughout the industry. In this episode today of Xbox Frontline News, I'm going to give you a broader look at the industry as a whole to kind of quell some of the fears that a lot of you guys are having. I'm hearing studio closures, I'm hearing this, I'm hearing that. We're going to delve deeper into that aspect, but we're also going to talk video games. We're going to talk games that you love to see, 10-year-old games coming back, new games that are actually emerging, games from the Far East. We're going to talk about games, the stuff that we love. As consumers, we're going to consume ourselves with consuming the hobby that we love. Now, you have Intel laying off over 100 and some odd employees. A lot of the employees are coming from the automotive area where the chipsets are being made. A lot of them are coming from the CPU and the GPU side. This comes on the heels of them showing their latest Intel CPUs and GPUs that are groundbreaking, right? But you have to remember, a lot of these companies have these jobs that are based in tech, and once certain criterias are made or completed, then they release a batch of those workers that were there to complete that task. Now, that's not excusing what's going on industry-wide. From Microsoft to NVIDIA to AMD to Intel, these larger structured tech companies do lay off. They have rounds of layoffs. Now, what is reported is they said it's unavoidable. 15 to 20% of the company's staff will be laid off. Officially, Intel is eliminating excessive management layers. But they also said they're surprisingly laying off chip design engineers and architects, and additionally, the company is shutting down its automotive chip division. Among the job categories being eliminated are 22 physical design engineers, 3 physical design engineer managers, and several logic and product development engineers. That's to be more specifically. Multiple technology strategy leads, employees from California are engaged in the development of the CPU and the GPU product. That's being eliminated as well. These eliminations don't take effect until July 15th. The impacted employees will be or have been given a 60-day notice or a shorter 4-week notice paired with 9 weeks of compensation and benefits. This seems to be par for the course for any company dealing with layoffs and stuff like this of this magnitude and this manner. I will address more of layoffs later on in this video, but again, this I'm going to keep ringing this bell. It's systemic due to the fact that we have a rising level of usable intellect that is removing the necessary need of having the human element. This is I told you before, it was never good. With outsourcing completely being a larger problem, Intel is using outsourcing and AI, and it's resulting in a ton more layoffs. This gives you a deeper look because we get a chance to look under the hood when it comes to Intel because of how their corporate structure is based. I get a lot of information based off of this, and then I use this information to extrapolate knowledge from other companies where they're doing layoffs, and then I go to target the areas where I see the eliminations happening, and you have a broader sense of what's going on industry wide and what this is doing. So them outsourcing a lot of their marketing and using AI to double down on doing so makes marketing redundant when it comes to Intel. You have to see the forest for the trees. You have to understand exactly, this is capitalism at its finest. The moment that they're able to get the same amount of labor or equivalent labor at a cheaper cost, they would do so in a heartbeat. This is a terrible price to pay for innovation. So I know a lot of you guys like that Phantom Blade Zero, and I know a lot of you guys cannot wait to actually play that game. So we already know that game, like Black Myth Wukong, was money-hatted by Sony. So again, after a period of time, the game will make its way over to the Xbox console, or first it will make its way over to PC, then it will make its way over to the Xbox console, yada, yada, yada. We know the same rigmarole. They don't have anything over there, so they money-had stuff to do stuff. All right, fine. Dying Light. You saw it, I saw it, we know it. It's a wonderful, fantastic game. The beast is about to drop, pause, and we get a chance to play that game as well. If you got the Ultimate Dying Light 2 edition, I think you get the beast for free. And if you have Dying Light 1, then you get the update that launches today for free. But a lot of my Death Stranding 2 people are out here having fun with Death Stranding 2. So I expect this chat to not have not one pony in it. I expect not to see not one of you guys. I expect to see you guys playing Death Stranding 2. Me, myself, I'm going to go play Death Stranding 1 because, again, I purchased it in multiple places, didn't get a chance to play the game, so I got to play the game. I got to stop doing that. I got to stop buying games for no reason. This is the reason why I didn't buy Death Stranding 2. But the greater industry as a whole. Now, we're going to stop running with, because I see a lot of fear-mongering tweets and people engaging. And I've noticed something, and maybe I'm wrong here. Please, I don't get paid for my tweets. I know people see a blue check mark and think that I get paid for tweets. I don't. And if I understood how to, me personally, I would run it up on you bums, right? But the fact of the matter, I don't, right? And I think that's a greater thing. So if somebody knows how to engage and get paid from tweets, let me know. Because I tweet a hell of a lot. And I see people talking about, oh, you just engage farming. To what end? I don't understand it. I seriously, and I'm being real with you, I don't understand it. So haven't got a check from Twitter. I happen to just be in there recreational, punching you guys in the face because I think you guys are lame, smooth brain idiots. And I just have to engage with you guys just to kick you in the chest to let you know exactly what's going on. But I posted a tweet the other day saying that Microsoft will go from a $3 trillion company to a $5 trillion company in a matter of 18 months. And it was just a tweet, right? Well, guys use that to actually console war. Oh, but yet they're cutting people. Well, as you see with Intel, and I specifically chose Intel because Intel on June showed their new CPUs. Their new CPUs and their new GPUs, and they're coming out with a new affordable GPU. And they got roadmaps and they got all this wonderful stuff. They did all the work. And now they're laying off a ton of people. What I'm noticing now with the advent of AI, they're using AI as a management component to keep in line the lower rung workers while eliminating the larger management options that are making the bulk of the money. Upper management will still stay in place while they trim down a lot of the responsibility of upper management, and top tier management, which would be the apex, those management options will stay in place. because AI hasn't got to the critical thinking part where it can outmaneuver top tier management, larger upper management. But middle management, you're going to see that go the way of the dinosaur. What you're going to have is AI managing them. This is where you're going to get redundancies in that space. Whereas if you're making somewhere from 100,000 to 200,000 and probably approaching 300,000, you are in danger. You are a liability to the company, and they have found AI to do this. Now, marketing as well. They're using marketing to take away some of the duties from AI to take away some of the management from marketing. They're using AI as a functional tool, and they're outsourcing this stuff as well. So you're losing jobs to people that is outsourced. You're losing jobs to AI. You're losing jobs as a whole. The industry is depressed as a whole. When I mean depressed, and that's talking from a stock or a shares type of thing. When they're talking about stuff is depressed, that means that it's not actually reaching its absolute gains. That's what we're looking at. So we don't see a gain in the industry when it comes to populace and people. Actually, we're seeing a negative, right? And they're reducing the amount of people in the industry at a rapid rate. That rate is also climbing at the same time AI is making that climb. We are in a capitalistic component. What a lot of you guys don't understand, and I understand it, you think that I'm making an excuse for corporations. Absolutely don't at all. Some of you would think, oh, he's siding with Microsoft. No, actually, I'm not. I really don't. I don't get paid from them, so I don't care about what a corporation does. What if they're giving me what I want? Like, see, Sony said something the other day that I felt that was very important, and one of my watchers put in the comments, is it the point of the consumer to get as much from the company? And when the company tells you that they're never going to put their first party titles into a service that they offer, that's removing the privilege from the customer. And then he noted that some of the consumers were saying, that's right, Sony wants you to buy, a win for Sony. That is corporate shilling at the highest level. See, when I tout Game Pass, I'm touting Game Pass as you're giving me what you sell and you're giving it to me at a reduced price. As a consumer, I say yes. And I can give a damn about actual ownership. I'll buy a game if I want a game. If the game is actually leaving Game Pass, I'll buy it. I don't care. But at any time that you tell me that me talking about Game Pass is shilling for a company, you, my friend, you have it twisted. Game Pass allows me to have access to the company's ecosystem without giving the company higher earns. I don't care for that. I want everything that you have to give me at a lesser cost. But back to what I'm talking about with these firings and hirings. Now, you have a lot of people that's going around telling you Microsoft is going to lay off 6,000 people. That's not accurate. They have let go of 6,000, close to 6,000 people, or more than 6,000 people so far this year. And they're going to let go a ton more. And people are trying to figure out where the layoffs is coming from. You hear people talking about turn 10. You're talking about people talking about this, that, and the third. You have to understand. A lot of you think in job mentality. I'm talking about career mentality. When you come into a career, right, you go to college and you go for engineering, you go for this, that, and the third, you're going for the big fish, you're going for an engineering spot. So let's say that you take a job that is, and they tell you in the beginning, this job is to build out this ecosystem of, let's say, cloud gaming. Right? Let's say now cloud gaming is in beta. What you're going to see once cloud gaming is out of beta, you're going to see a mass layoff, right? Because those people that are there working to get cloud gaming to pass the beta stage and into the launch window, those people are no longer necessary, because now you can reduce staff and place AI and all this other stuff to actually keep it running. They are task driven. So once the task is completed, then they're no longer necessary. You don't understand that. What you're looking at is you're looking at it from a position of longevity as a worker. I come in, I punch in, I do my work, and I go home. I've been at this job for 25 years, blah, blah, blah. A lot of times in the tech industry, that's not really how it works. Some people are fortunate to do so. Some people aren't fortunate to do so. A lot of them are task driven. Do the task, move on to the next task, move on to the next company, do this, that, and another. They're like mercenaries, right? But then also if a company gets gobbled up and placed into another company, then you have redundancies in that place. So when you have a redundancy in it, then they use the AI, what they've been using now. I told you it's a point system. The point system will, let's say me and you do the same job, then now the AI will remove the human component to it. So no matter who I know in the building, doesn't matter. The AI goes off this point system. Let's say this guy scores higher than me. Let's say he scores an 89, I score 85. Well, guess who's going to keep that job, and guess who's going to get the pink slip with the 6 to 9 months worth of medical? Me. All right. So though it's unfortunate, this is pretty much par for the course when it comes to these type of jobs. The problem is this is becoming more frequent at an alarming rate because there's not replacements to these firings. Actually, what we're seeing is a larger extent of AI growth in these sectors. And see, here's the bigger thing. Here's the bigger problem, right? And I talk about this on my other channel, but you won't see my face. You just see AI, and you probably sub to it. It just doesn't matter. Anyway, I talk about this part because this is the bigger problem. They don't have to report the AI replacements that they put in spots, right? So you don't know how many AI agents one company have. Microsoft can have something like 1,000 or 10,000 AI agents. Those AI agents can do the job of 10 workers. And it's growing. So as you watch Microsoft have on difficulty with OpenAI, because OpenAI is trying to go public, and this contract's involved. Remember the $1 billion that Microsoft gave OpenAI to have the shadow board on the seat and all this other stuff. There was language in that if they actually achieve AGI, that Microsoft will have rights to that. There's bigger things at play. The problem is there are people's lives at stake. Livelihoods are at stake. I do not endorse, support, or agree with the firing of individuals in the workplace. Never do, never will. I have been impacted probably the most that I know of in my sector when it came to COVID, right? So the companies that I had will never come back, right? At all. So I have to find a different way, right? That within itself is destructive. So we had that to deal with. Then we have the rise of AI. Do I think that there's a cure for this? No. Do I find it despicable that a lot of people are using it as console warring tactics? Yeah, I know a lot of times I joke and I play around on this channel, but I'm not going to make light of someone not being able to feed their family. I think that is actually despicable. To just bring light on one company and talk about this just because it helps your algorithm. And I'm not going to say that I don't care about the algorithm. Yeah, I care about the algorithm. I don't care about the video doing well. Yeah, I care about a video doing well. At the expense of others? No, I don't. Right? So again, I saw some people leave comments, and I think you kind of don't understand. I don't corporate shield for any goddamn body. I don't care. If I happen to like Xbox, that's me as a fan talking about like my favorite football team, right? It's kind of like that. I'm gonna root them on, even if they're terrible. I'm a Jets fan. I'm gonna root them on. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna root them on if they're doing despicable tactics, right? It's one thing having jokes against each other and we're all gamers and it's fun and games. All that's fun and games. We're talking about games here. But then when it's affecting real people, then that's something totally different, right? And that's something I can't abide by. But this is Xbox Frontline News. This is Thursday, the quiet before the storm. Fight Night Friday shows up tomorrow, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time on Frontline Gaming Streams. It's not on this channel, it's on my sister channel. That's Frontline Gaming Streams, where we play everything. We play Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox, Steam. We play it all. And soon you're going to see a larger room doing a whole bunch of stuff, and you're going to understand exactly what the king does and what the king is about. A lot of you guys like to run your mouth. But this is the part in the video when I'm going to tell you like, follow, and subscribe. And I want you to go over to Frontline Gaming Streams and subscribe over there, because we went up. I mean, we're growing in subs. We almost hit 10,000. We almost hit 500 over there. Let's get that to 500 over there. Let's get this to 10,000 over here. And I got another channel and another thing popping up, and stuff is happening. God is good, always. But what's even greater is right now, I'm going to jump on and play Death Stranding 1, because when Kojima came over and said, we don't care about PlayStation over here, and dropped that game for $50, I think I got it for like $40, B. I'm going to tell you like I always tell you, try to play the Game Pass. Oh, Bella, what are you up to?